lost when I feel like nothing. Always feel like I'm running. Both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, and I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw you coming. You were so wild, both know I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed, you know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Um, how's everyone doing today? It's August 24th, 2023, 9:02 p.m. It's good to see you all in chat. Thank you all for joining me. This is going to be a quick live. I always have my lives really planned out. I'm a person who schedules everything. But I really just wanted to come on. Hey, bitter pill to swallow starts tomorrow. Thank you so much for telling me that. Thank you so much. So I really just wanted to come on and tell everyone hello and thank you all for like the messages and stuff. Last night was something that I know a lot of us, while it was happening, our jaw was literally open. And oh, by the way, when I think about it, if you missed Josh's live from the lab, make sure you go watch it. I know if you're in here, you are on the case with Summer Wells, obviously, and some of Dawn's victims came out, and still so many years later, the trauma is with them. It is real. It is heart wrenching to hear their cry. And it just shows you that trauma can literally last a lifetime. I love every single one of you too. Every single one of you. Um, so, last night was very discouraging. Yes, it was, Nerdy Girl. It really was. Um, it was very discouraging. I get trolls and I get people who don't like me. That's completely fine. we're not everybody's cup of tea. They may not like my style. They just may not like me, and that is absolutely fine. Um, yes, always be kind. Yes. But when that guy came on panel saying those things about summer, and if you're a parent, it really, you really even understand that much more, that kids are such a blessing. And some people don't see that. Some people don't care. But there is so many that do care about the forgotten, uh, the disadvantaged, and so on and so forth. And I went up on panel last night and I got out of my character a little bit. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry a bit for it, to be quite honest with you. I just could not believe that if it was real, if it was just being a troll, if it was mental illness, if it was evil. I couldn't believe someone would call Summer Wells a B, and say really disgusting things, because Summer didn't hurt anybody. She was the one that was hurt. In her short 5 years, her very short 5 years, I mean, it's possible. And I pray every day. Thank you, Celeste. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Arkansas, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you, honey. Um, but you know, we don't pick the country. We don't choose to be born. We don't choose the country that we're born into. We don't choose our color. We don't choose the family that we're born into. We don't choose our hair color to begin with. Anyways, you might change it later or whatever. You don't pick a lot of those, and it could have, any of us could have been a Summer Wells, any of us. And I get, I don't get, but I can understand it more, disagreeing with someone, respectfully disagreeing with someone, or even not so respectably. Hey, Fun Size, 13 months. Wow. Thank you so much. You are so sweet, Fun Size. I love you, my dear. You guys are in here day in and day out, and I uh, truly do appreciate you. I don't put any blame on where this person came from, um, what a creator should have done or whatever. People do what they seem fit on their channel, and that's okay. But I had just it just hurts that there's this little innocent girl, and there's so much love that we have all for Summer. You can't work a case 2 years, over 2 years now, every single day. even when you're not talking about summer, you're doing other stories, you're still constantly researching. And as every one of you know, I always feel like Summer Wells is all of ours now. She's all of ours. She didn't come from a good family. She didn't come from good parents. Sadly, I wish Summer did, I not sadly, but I wish Summer did came from a good family. So we would have never known Summer in this circumstance. But this is what it is. And this is just life. But I had to get down off the panel and I was so upset. And I knew that there were others that just needed away, from hearing that bastard. Um, yeah, the real me too. I understand. I understand. It's just, I mean, I don't know, I don't care. I really, on everything, I don't care if, another creator doesn't like me. Like we all want to be liked and accepted, we do. But sometimes it's just the way it is. And I didn't know last night if this person was just trolling or under the influence, evil, or what. But either way, I wasn't going to leave until I told him my mind. I wasn't going to leave until I told him my mind about, because I knew that there was other people thinking that. Jordy, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my dear. It's very kind of you. Wink at me. I was so glad you stood up for Summer, Justin. You were so, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I didn't sleep much at all. Had to be up very early. Went to bed very early. Had to work all day and then take the kids to piano. And now we're home and dinner and all of this. But thank you all for the messages, the emails, the phone calls. Yeah, I mean, y'all are awesome, truly. Um, Everyone, another survivor of SA by Dawn has come out on the lab tonight. Yes. Shows his past again. More confirmation he's a creep, in my opinion. I agree, Tracy. I agree. And the day can't come soon enough. The day can't come soon enough that something moves in this case. It just can't. It just can't. I will be there at every whoever did this, whoever. Again, I have my suspicions, but whoever did this, I'll be at every single court, every single one, whether I'm inside or outside, because we will see this through. I know people, critics say all the time, "Oh, why do you know, still nothing's happening in this case?" Well, we're learning new stuff every day. We're learning new stuff every day. And we've learned a lot recently. Uh, a lot recently. And for really the first time I feel like this big rock in this case is starting to finally budge a little bit. It's horrible to even think for a minute she suffered. I cannot go there with my thoughts. She paid the price to free her brothers. She did. Who cares? I do. She did. And that is what bothered me so much last night, because I have thought about this case in every aspect that I possibly think I can. And Summer is most likely not alive. We know that. We don't know that she's not alive, but the likelihood is what I'm saying. And to just think, even if she still is alive, the last moments of her being on 110 Ben Hill or wherever she was, and then an SOB to come in a chat and say the sickest stuff a human mind can begin to conjure up about this innocent baby who did nothing to them. She did nothing to the world but only bring good. That's all Summer ever did, was bring good to the world in a lot of evilness around it. That's what really triggered me, because of the love we all have for Summer. You know, you come from a mother and a father who their drugs, their selves was more important. Thank you so much, Mystic. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And has been more important since really they started. And, you know, I've always said I have compassion for Don and Candace of how they grew up. I do, you know, I mean, to stay the way that they have stayed their entire lives, but it also becomes a choice once you have kids. And to have so many kids and being able to still carry on seemingly like it's just another day for them is disturbing. But there are a lot out there. There's a lot out there. Um, the hardest job you will ever have in your life is being a parent. Promise. The most important job that you will ever have in your life is being a parent. The most rewarding job you will ever have in your life is being a parent. And I've done emergency foster care for almost 11 years now. And most kids, even though their parents are crap, to be quite honest with you, they still love them. It's still their parents. Usually, the only time you see children who don't want to go back, fear to go back, is when there is severe neglect, abuse. How does one hurt their child or any child because the parent is irritated or coming off drugs or whatever? When you become a parent, you have to be more mature than the child. And sadly, some parents aren't. And they end up being a child just like the child and doing horrible things. They really are. They really are a blessing. Um, that is exactly right, Fancy Clancy. You either repeat the cycle or you break the cycle. I hope you're right. Um, but the person who, and I know the person's name, I know the address, I know everything about this person who did this last night. I hope you see in your own heart what makes you, there has to be so much hurt in someone's heart, mental illness or whatever, to say the most egregious things to an innocent baby who did nothing but love. She did nothing but love, which is really what all kids do. They haven't been, especially at that age, they haven't been jaded by the world. They haven't, you protect them and keep harm from your children. And they just don't understand at that age. Yes, Robin. My three sons, he certainly is. And we have to understand sometimes it is mental illness fueled by drugs or alcohol that makes them feel better. They're self treating, self medicating. I agree with that 100. I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, with some parents don't want to become, if you don't want to become a parent, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't become a parent. Don't become a parent. You know, birth control. There's many different ways for birth control, right? Mental illness is never an excuse. It's not an excuse, but I'm just saying it is real. It is real. Um and this is the internet. This is exactly, it's literally everybody. And human nature is, they will people will be more aggressive. They will say things that they will not normally say to your face. And that's just part of it. It's everyone rolled into one. Happy hippie, I do too. I think it was some sort of uh troll as well. Yes, Robin. He is. He is from Glasgow. The guy lives in squalor with flies in his house, and he makes not one bit of sense. I saw his channel. Yeah. I choose not to say this person's name. I don't say his channel. I don't write his channel. Um, there's nothing we can get from this person um, that is good. There's just nothing we can get from this person. And I'm not going to say his name. I just do what I can behind the scenes and take care of it from there as best as I can. Yes. But for those of you that know, as small of a world as it is, for those of you that know, where does one of my sisters live? I'll just say that. Justin, is it wrong to tell the doll story? I've never heard it. So, there you go, Lisa. Yeah. The same city. Yeah. So, so Lisa, that story is, I had a couple creators was talking about it, about, we know that Don and Candace Wells play the sick, sadistic jokes um since Summer has went missing. Candace did the call to Mary, and all of that. And Summer obviously is missing. And there's this doll that the Wells had, allegedly. I don't, this is what the creators were saying. And they said that they had either taken the doll apart and put them around different areas, or they put the doll in a black container as if it was a joke, meaning the Wells. I've got well, you know something? I had a picture of that doll. I had a picture of that. I think it's with the TBI pictures. And I never knew what that doll was for. Like I never understood it. Thank you, Sabrina. I agree, Sabrina. Thank you so much. Yeah. You remember the doll story? I had never heard it until today, or maybe yesterday. Susan, thank you for becoming a member, my dear. I do appreciate you. I really do. Um, yes. Yeah. And what I will do is someone gift a membership. I can't see on this side, guys. I apologize. Let me look over here. Oh, Giselle, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. You are so sweet, my dear. Appreciate you. That's so nice of you. Uh, Mystic, thank you. Giselle, thank you so much. Sabrina, Susan, appreciate you all truly. But I'll try to find that picture of the doll. So all it takes the Wells supposedly put this doll, like, using it more as a prank. Allegedly, this is what people was saying. I don't know if it's, but I know a lot of y'all were in here talked about it, but some of you have heard it, some of you haven't. But I just became a member, Justin. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Susan. Thank you so much for your membership. You're very sweet. Um, they are reprehensible. They really are. Um, I don't know. I just hope justice comes really soon. Soon. You remember that BB Diamond? Um, you're having a hard time hearing me. I'm not talking either. I'm exhausted, to be honest. Maybe that's better. Yeah, Miss Basham will be around pretty soon, I'm sure. What's stalling the case? We don't know. I am Robin. I'm very tired. I didn't sleep last night. Had to be at work. Had to be up at 5 o'clock this morning. That's better. Okay, good. Um, I never heard about the doll either. Been on the case from the beginning. Yeah. Me too. Me too. Rach, I mean, what psycho cries and literally sounds like she's crying, and she probably was crying, but more for herself, and does a prank like that. Dawn and Candace have played so many disgusting jokes and pranks on Summer behalf instead of pleading for her return. It's obvious where they stand. That's as I couldn't say it better. I couldn't have said it better. To be honest, Dawn doll that Summer is holding. To be honest, that doll that Summer is holding is in Grandma's camper. Is the only doll I've seen with Summer. Yeah, this was. There's a picture of this doll, and it's outside. Paula, yes, I was mentioning that at the very beginning of this live. If you did not see Josh's live, Chris was there, and Dawn's sisters, and a new person has came out. And if you don't have compassion, she did my three sons. I felt bad for PG today because she really wants Summer found. I mean, I believe every creator, whether I agree with them or don't agree with them, wants Summer found. We may disagree on who the suspects are, but I think at the end of the day, all of us can say, whoever it is, Lord, just do your work. Deb, thank you for becoming a member, my dear. I appreciate you. It's very kind of you. Um, no, Sharon, it's probably more than 12 likes. It's YouTube freezes. It's so weird. It'll freeze on like our end, and it'll look like no likes or one like, and it just freezes. Sometimes you have to go out. There's 377 likes. 377 likes. So, um, yes, Don told everyone about the prank him and Candace played with the doll. Think about that. Think about that. You're missing a child, and you have none of your children with you, and you'll put a doll out. I mean, I don't understand how we can't just live a little better. Like a little better. Like I don't the bickering and stuff, that's life. That's life. There's always going to be bickering, but then there's just evilness, right? There's just evil. Just want to harm and hurt and want to see others suffer. And when it's like that, that's when I don't get it. Thank you, Tracy. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. How do people fish at 11 p.m. to 1 a.m.? Where was the game warden at? I don't think it was a full moon last night. Well, Candace was supposed to have been fishing or was fishing that day or whatever. But you guys remember when she was talking to Ernie and she said she was fishing and she was sick or something? That's right. That's right, my love. Cuz I know a lot of, I mean, every one of you have followed this case religiously. And it's just a case that, for whatever reason, you just can't let go. You just can't let go. Because I feel like Summer was given up on. She was let down for 5 years. Probably her best times were playing with her brothers, at her swing, and at church. She hadn't started school yet. She hadn't, you know, got to play with on the playground at school with her new BFFs, right? She never got to ride the bus or anything. And for someone to call a 5-year-old a B, and say that they would throw her in, I can't even say it. It's beyond. Absolutely beyond. Probably wasn't fishing for fish. And and that's the thing. That's the other thing. I see, I can't even say it. And most of you can't say it either. How does a father say this and talk about his own daughter like just an object? Thank you, out and about. Are you upset last night? I broke my heart. Things. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate you. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you. Uh, in my opinion, I feel Candace was looking at where she left Summer. You know, um, Candy Lee, there is nothing in this case that would surprise me. Butterfly, you're right. They were never. Rach, please. When did they build the steps to downstairs? Access was only from outside. Don's dungeon, in my opinion. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Um, See, the basement was originally a cellar where they kept, like, you know, where they canned stuff and, held stuff for the winter and as a storage room and stuff. It was never meant to be lived in, you know. It was damp, it was dark. Any female is an object to Dawn, proving spooky. Let me tell you something. If you watched The Lab, or if you watched The Lab, if you haven't watched it yet, I tell you guys, please watch it. Because after you hear those brave women, strong women, and you still, well, Chris said this, and you still take up for, you know, Dawn in that aspect, in any aspect really, something is wrong. something is wrong. Dawn is admitted to at least a couple, with his sisters and stuff. But there are so many more. And to be honest with you, I am sure that there are some in Tennessee, in every state, in my opinion, that he has ever lived in. And if you are a victim, you don't have to be in the dark alone. You don't have to hold this secret in. You can become a champion for yourself and for Summer. But I guarantee you, I mean, how many is there that we know about? At least, what, 7 or 9? Let me know in chat that we know of just in that little area. Don says he has been in, don't forget, they were in the motel business too, right? The hotel motel business. Don's traveled all over. He said he's been in places where horrible things happen to children. I can't imagine how filthy some humans are. You have to be a filthy human being to even get yourself in a position like that. He is a monster. He absolutely is a monster. Yes, Pink Princess. Looked like Genie when Genie was younger, also. Yes. And that should raise alarm bells in itself, Marlena. It should raise alarm bells in itself, man. I fell asleep, woke up to your lab and had. Oh, thank you, Robin. I am sure no one cares the circumstances. Just what happened is what is important. Save another victim. Yes. I think there is definitely a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Don Wells. Chris said he had 9 victims written down in his book. Yes. And to hear the cries and the pain that, was caused by can y'all hear me? The house needs torn down. A hazmat as its environment. Yeah. Can y'all hear me still? Okay. Thank you. Hey, Angel Girl. Vet Girl says, I will support any victim always and victims that come forward. There is a silent army out here for women. Yes. All victims. Absolutely all victims. I'm making a public plea for victims to come forward from Tennessee and or Arkansas. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be in the darkness. You don't have to carry this burden alone. This is think about it. Why did Don keep the birth of his daughter from his own family? Bingo. Bingo. Think about that. What's the first thing you do? What is the first thing you do whenever you know you're pregnant? What do? You say, you call your family. Uh, we're having a little boy, we're having a little girl, we're having twins, we're having triplets. You know, you don't wait until they go missing. Yep, I know. You know what, Marlena? One day Don was so mad. It wasn't too long ago. And he said, I'm going to be like Summer. Stop. Her favorite word, stop. And I wanted to just like clock him. I don't know if y'all remember Don saying that Summer would always say stop. Well, according to Jeannie, Don would play the stop game with her. Also, Texas and Florida. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is Tennessee a death penalty state? Um, I think so. Yes, pretty sure. Yes, BB. Shout it from the rooftops. Absolutely. Oh, that girl. Please, goodness gracious, any victim that comes forward will have an entire army behind them. Protect the innocent and the weak. Not only they will have Summer's army behind. And listen, like I've said, hey Reapers, honey, thank you, appreciate it, very kind. Um, thank you again, Batgirl and Reapers. I don't think we'll ever have, and I pray to God we'll never have another case like this. I know, I feel in my heart like we all know who the suspects are. This story doesn't make sense. Amen. Why can't they arrest him seeing he confessed? Well, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. And there is statute of limitations. There isn't on R, but there is on SA, but I don't think it would be counted. It's just the way, you know, Utah and it's in all those states, it's kind of weird. Hey, Dumpling, how are you, honey? Good to see you. Mohawk, nobody's left the hill. Well, I'll tell you this. I haven't left Candace, Grandis, or Dawn. Hate is such a strong word, but I'm getting there with the Wells, both of them. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I just can't leave this case. I just can't. She she's yeah, and I know you guys can't either. I know you guys can't either. But like there's a handful of us creators that we talk about it constantly. And I've talked to Josh privately, Smiley privately, Grandis or not Grandis, why did I say Grandis? I was reading something actually. But PG privately, a lot of us privately, and we just can't. Guys, I'm going to jump off here. I've been gabbing for an hour. I'll be live tomorrow. I'm going to get some sleep and I'm going to go to work, and then I'll be live probably early, and then later on in the day tomorrow, check out my second channel, Clutch Them Pearls. One sec. Sorry, my kids are. It's time for bed. All right, guys. I love you all. I appreciate you tremendously from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for everything. You guys are, we are Summer's Army. Can't stop, won't stop until justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. I love you guys. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.